Welcome back to my podcast. This is intro take number 2, but you guys will never see intro take number 1 because I deleted it.
Damn. This is not Lance's podcast. This is Santa Cruz Medicinals Radio, and the whole reason we're doing this episode today is because Lance basically needed some beef tallow, and that is why he is here. He made the short drive to the house to grab some beef tallow.
TSA took my beef tallow.
Well, you brought the giant jar. You brought the big boy jar.
You know, when I was coming back, actually, someone was trying to take a jar of peanut butter.
Yeah, it's very... So, like, I bring the electrolytes through TSA all the time, and I travel with a lot of electrolytes, so, you know, of course they're going to look at them. But when I'm traveling for, like, personal reasons, I'll obviously just bring 1 or 2 flavors. And sometimes they won't look at them at all, and other times they will scan every single one.
What are they doing, though? I saw the scanning thing that they were doing. It looked like they were just, like, rubbing a piece of plastic on it.
I have no... Yeah, they're just putting
testing for bombs.
Yeah, yell bomb in TSA.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. TSA, it's like, check me for weapons and guns. And
what would be your ideal TSA experience? Let's get into that.
So, yeah, we were talking about this in the airport. I think TSA is a joke, and they are funded by us, the travelers. If you notice when you buy an airline ticket, if you really look at the breakdown, there's a lot of fees in there, basically to fund TSA. So they're employed by you. It's a joke. It's one of the worst things when you go to the airport. It's one of the biggest wait times when you get to the airport. What they should have instead, in my opinion, is they should take some of that money, and they should have 2 Navy SEALs armed on every flight leaving the United States. And if you just got on the plane, there's 2 jacked, bald dudes. Navy SEAls are often bald.
I think they also should be on steroids.
They usually are ex-Navy SEAls, like on roids. You get on the plane, you see 2 jacked, bald dudes, obviously, you know, beards, Navy SEAls, ex-Navy SEAls,
over
whatever.
for you. It's over. Like,
what are you going to do? You're going to be like, I'm going to get up with a box cutter and run this? Dude, you're not going to be able to even get the bomb off. There's 2 Navy SEAls on board.
No, you're like, fuck it, boom.
That's why you have the machine.
Remember the shoe bomber guy? He tried to have the shoe. You know, Lance probably too young for this. There was a guy like not that long after 9/11 who tried to do a shoe bomb. That's why you have to take your shoes off now. And he tried to like ignite this thing, and he got his ass whooped. They whooped his ass. They held him down. I'm like, dude, I don't know. I mean, I'm skeptical about the whole theory.
Has anybody ever set off an actual bomb in a plane though? Because I think it's just been box cutters, and then they used a plane as a bomb.
Hey, I'm very suspicious about that as well. We won't turn this podcast into a 9/11 conspiracy thing, but the fact that you think that 4 dudes with box cutters took over, I don't know about that.
Yeah, how many pussies are on the plane?
Hey, Mark Wahlberg, you know, he was supposed to be on that flight, and shit would have went differently. Shit, imagine, I've seen like the memes where it's like, Superman saves the day and the building still goes down.
Yeah.
Hey, if Mark Wahlberg was
Building
on that
7
flight.
collapsed with just being on fire. So whatever. We're not going to get into all that. But we just got back from Texas. What were we doing out there in Texas?
We were doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And we're doing one now. Yeah, doing a podcast, and I think that was it, right?
Yeah. I mean, we pretty much just like do these like quick strike mission trips, we call them, where we just go for a few days. We record some content. Dylan and Sam met us out there.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a good time. We went on a Squid Pactors podcast, and it was a good time, man.
We talked about business. It was like 2/3 business, and then actually no, it's like 3/4 business, 1/4 dating, where we just went off the rails for like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
That was good. I'm interested to hear that back. I mean, I think Dylan and Sam are a little like naive, where they're like, no, like the social media like doesn't really help you get girls. I get what they're saying, like. It might not help you find like a long-term, like an actual like good girlfriend.
But it only helps you also if you outreach. Or unless you're like extremely attractive. Like Sam just like gets so many women.
Yeah, you could probably pull
I don't outreach, and my DMs are just all guys asking for how to like get a haircut and shit. So I'm sure.
What haircut should I get?
Yeah.
What do I tell my barber?
Yeah. Can you send me a picture of Sam's haircut? Like there's not 4K videos on my YouTube channel. Nah. Or just all over my TikTok.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then fuck, what were you saying?
These young guys, these attention spans, bro, they're getting worse and worse, and it's something I've noticed. It was so funny on the podcast how Squid's like, you guys are all extremely young, and I'm like, bro, I'm 31. He's like, you're 31? I was like, yeah.
I do think 4 people was a little bit too much on a podcast.
Yeah, for sure. You had to like go
it should have been me and you, or me, Sam, and Dylan, I feel like.
Yeah, totally.
Because then we could have gotten more in depth. But who knows?
It could have been me, you, and Dylan. I mean, Sam was just on his podcast, so it was probably a little redundant for. But I mean, whatever.
Like, no, it was fun. It's just that like we didn't we had to share the 2 hours across 4 people. So
sure.
everyone kind of got less talking time, which I guess is fine. But we didn't get to talk about our personal experiences as much as we could have if it was just like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, I think a lot of the business talk is interesting because, like, I swear, I mean, you're probably the same way. It's like, I'm not trying to, like, be one of these businessy guys. I'm trying just to put out really good products that help people. I think you're the same way. And, like, the whole, like, business side of it's very interesting to a lot of people, but it's like we were saying on the podcast, it's like, bro, this isn't, like, some thing we're doing. It's literally, like, we are going to put out a really good product and you're going to buy it.
No,
and
I
then,
totally
for sure,
agree.
the business stuff comes from there.
You
It's
learn
like
as
the
you
initial
go.
thing. Like people try to learn the business stuff first versus putting
So
out
they
a good
basically
product.
like they
go backwards.
try. They're like, how people will ask you like, how can I sell this product versus like, right?
Yeah, we're just like trying to figure out this is an industry I should get into. It's like we didn't like you didn't look like 8 years ago and go, I'm gonna make this and then I'm gonna eventually
shampoo.
make a shampoo. Like
Yeah.
no, definitely not. I wasn't like, how do I make health and wellness products? It's like it started out with one product and it's like, wow, this really helps people. Then I started taking formulas I was making myself. And like, if it doesn't naturally evolve about things you're genuinely like interested in, you're not going to be successful.
Yeah. I was actually going through a slight content crisis there. I was not really a crisis, but I was like, where do I want to go with my page, especially on TikTok? Because on YouTube, it's all haircuts and like I'm dialed on YouTube. But for TikTok, it's just like, what do I want to do? And so I did end up making like a video or two on like kind of more of like the self-improvement overall, I guess, which is now called looks maxing because that's what it is. Looks maxing used to be a very like toxic incel type of Reddit thing.
Yeah,
and
now it's just like
now
self-improvement.
it became a meme, and then now it basically just means self-improvement. So I made a video on like how to look better in pictures and how to like make more money. I was basically, you saw the video. I was basically like, if my TikTok disappeared, I'd still be able to make like 20K a month just because of all the skills. But I don't even like making that type of content. And I think I'm going to go back into just really in-depth hair content. Not like shampoo tier list, but really like explaining the science behind it, because I feel like I'm going to find enjoyment of learning more shit and then also providing value that can't really be replicated.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the problems with the self-improvement looks maxing niche is everyone's just copying one another. And I'm literally a licensed barber, so I know more than these people doing shampoo tier list, you know? So I need to like showcase that.
It's kind of exhausting. I mean, I see some of the like stuff that these looks maxers do. Like they're all kind of competing with each other for like who's the best looking. And like, I feel like that's so dumb.
There's so much
almost
more.
like, dude, it's almost like guys that try to be the toughest
The
guy
fastest,
or like
the fastest in like elementary school.
yeah. No, and then what that evolves to is being the toughest guy. And so there'll be a guy at your local bar who like thinks they're really tough. Our buddy just walked into the house. His name's Todd Duffy. It's a good example. He is he's a large human being, and he was in the UFC for a while. So it's like there's always going to be somebody that's way tougher than you. So your little shit of like, you train Muay Thai a few times and like you act like tough is so dumb. It just depends on the room that you're in. So like, like I do jiu-jitsu and stuff, but like I would never go around being like, I'll beat people up. It's stupid. It's really dumb because like I wouldn't beat a lot of people up. Like, what are you talking about? And with the good looking thing, these guys make these videos like I'm the best looking. It's like, no offense to like Kay Shami or something like that, or what's the other guy's name? Aaron?
Yeah.
If you put them in a room with like Calvin Klein models,
There's always going to be
they're
someone
gonna
more
look like
attractive.
a snail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, it's just, I don't know.
Attractiveness definitely plays a role. Like we're not here to say that like, looks don't matter, because they definitely do. But I think to an extent, it's like you need to build yourself as a person.
Yeah, 100%.
You know
like,
what I mean?
Yeah, like 100%, dude. If you're
Like I'm a good looking guy. Like
there's
I
probably
know
some
I'm a
good-looking homeless
guy.
people out there. They're like a girl.
Yeah, you seen those like homeless transformations where they like give a haircut for the first time in like 2 years, and
Hey,
they're,
let's
like
do
under
some of
all
those.
that shit,
Let's
it's
do
like
some of
actually a good
those.
look.
We got to do some of those.
Fentanyl haircut.
Yeah, Lance on fentanyl. Today, I'm on fentanyl.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
today
cut
we're in the
somebody's hair.
tenderloin.
Yeah, you should do that. Yeah. But yeah, so what else in Texas? Sipping on a lot of electrolytes all day. Ate some really good meals.
Yep.
J Prime Steakhouse. Went out to dinner with like Butter Dog and all them.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was
Meeting
fun.
Butter Dog. Way Better Bar.
Way Better Bar
That's
guy.
huge.
Yeah.
Do you have any vanilla for me here?
I do have some vanilla Way Better bars.
Give me some vanilla, man.
Dude, those honestly save me on the plane. Like, there's nothing to eat for me, at least.
No,
at
for
an
me too.
airport.
Like, who likes actually eating the shit that they give you? They're always handing me shit. I'm like,
Oh,
no,
dude,
thanks,
I
no thanks.
never take those. That is just
looks-
peanuts with seed oil and sugar on them. Like,
looks-
why would you want to eat that on a
If
plane?
I'm gonna eat seed oil, so I'm gonna go like to like Chipotle.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
know
get
what I mean? Like,
some
I'm gonna-
protein with it
yeah,
or
I'm not-
something. Not 2 grams and some peanuts and plastic. Just absolutely disgusting. Flying's tough, man. I've been flying a lot lately, and like no matter what, it just feels like it tires you out.
We need to get a private jet.
yeah.
That's
we need to
really
work
what
on
we
that.
need to do. Because
Have a
aren't
sauna
they
in there.
faster?
They are faster.
They're faster than commercial.
Yeah.
You can just roll up to the
It's true.
gate.
Yeah,
No TSA.
we got to sell a lot of shampoo for that, don't you?
We'll get there.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
get
get
there.
there. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
So what are your holidays? What do they entail? What are you gonna do?
Oh, absolutely nothing. I actually got uninvited from hanging out with my mom and my grandparents because
You don't have
of my travel.
He doesn't
Yeah.
have the.
My parents usually don't really care. They did make me get all jabbed up initially, but now I'm kind of like, why? Dude, I'm 21. I'm extremely healthy too. I don't need to. Anyways, I understand because my grandparents are getting old. So it's not just like COVID, it's anything else
Sure.
I could bring. So I understand that.
Yeah, but like, where
and
is
I'm
this
not
like,
mad.
this? It's just like, dude, people just fell into this thing. Like, let's be real. Like, that thing, it didn't work. It did not work how we expected it to work. Come on, like everybody was pushing this thing. And you have to get this because it's gonna
Weren't there
literally
more-
save everybody. It didn't
Yeah.
do that at all.
Aren't there more flu deaths per year?
Yeah, so
than-
the flu shot and everything with the flu is they guess the strain coming in from China. That it's not a thing like this prevents against the flu. They guess the strain coming in and they're oftentimes wrong. So you're basically taking a guess by epidemiologists that are like, okay, we think this strain of flu is coming in. Let's make a flu vaccine. And that's what they do. They go get your flu shot, combine it with this. Dude, it's a joke. And then in the Bay Area and, a lot of different places, but mostly in the Bay Area, you will see people wearing masks outdoors or alone in their cars.
Yeah, alone in your car.
Bro.
What are you doing?
It's people have gone insane. Let's be real. People have gone insane. I've seen people outdoors. We were mountain biking one time and we were, 5 miles into a ride, middle of nowhere. Dude walks by, masked up.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Absolute insanity.
I've never got it. Like, I've never, I mean, okay, I was vaxxed, but like, even to this point, like, I haven't had it.
I got it during the thing. I had a headache for 2 days and that's it. I was fine. So it's like the fact that you'd want me to get some experimental thing or think, that I need to get some experimental thing when that was my result with it is so crazy. It's absolutely insane. But,
Yeah,
it is
and
what it
wait,
is.
real quick before people think that I'm just an idiot because I'm saying I didn't get it because I was jabbed. It was my understanding that it didn't prevent the spread,
No. it
right?
didn't.
And it just lessened your symptoms.
Yeah, we know
So-
that now. So it's a joke. I mean, look, overall, a lot of stuff I talk about, it's like, I think what happened over the last couple of years really opened up people's eyes in the fact that, damn, our government is really, really wrong just about human health.
I think that plus I think you chose the perfect time to like make your rise to fame.
100% with all the health stuff.
Yeah, because once people started getting skeptical, whatever, then they would agree with your content because they're like, why is there
Yeah.
red 40 in my shampoo? Like, why is
People started caring about their health during this because for everyone with a brain, it was clear that having good cardiovascular health, having good immune system health was very important. People started caring about this type of stuff. A lot of people in America didn't even know. They did not, and a lot of still don't know the like basic things of health. Of like they didn't understand that there's hormone health, there is gut and immune health, there is like your thyroid health, there's like your physical fitness and cardiovascular system. A lot of people, this thing that happened over the last 2 years was their first introduction to that.
Yeah.
And so then they started to realize, well, okay, what's affecting this stuff? And then with all the government lying and all the stuff our government did, they started to, my type of content, looking at like the food on the shelf and being like, hey, why is there Blue One and corn syrup in all of your food? Yeah, it opened people's eyes.
Yeah, dude. So when I was flying back yesterday, I was at the Austin airport and we were looking for something to eat, not necessarily healthy, but something like just like based, right? Like
Just like protein.
no,
and
just
carbs,
like eggs,
whatever.
eggs, bacon, whatever. So we just like walked back and forth like 3 or 4 times because we couldn't find shit. I ended up getting like a bagel, an egg bagel with bacon or something.
Horrible.
It wasn't that bad because it was from Einstein Bros. Because I know the Starbucks one, which is what I normally get, has like 50 ingredients because they literally just like take out the pre-made thing and throw it in the oven.
I mean, a bagel is like extremely sweetened grain.
Yeah.
It's
Anyways,
horrible, but, yeah.
no, what I was gonna say is I asked like one of the guys who worked there. I was like, we need something healthy to eat.
Yeah.
And he automatically is like, oh, go to like this greens place.
Yes, yeah,
And
for sure.
That's just like, I'm not anti-vegetable, but
No,
that's the first thing that you like. That's just like
that's what people think. So
they think that you like because that guy probably thinks like I mean he was a little overweight and he probably in his head is like, oh, if I want to lose my weight, I have to just eat greens and salad. I have to turn into a rabbit.
Oh my God. That's one of the number one things I am trying to dispel with all the content that I do. Because the most frustrating thing is for someone that actually has the willpower to lose weight or get healthy. And they're like, I want to start this. And then they go towards just drinking green juice, eating salads. Their energy goes down because they're not getting adequate protein or healthy fats.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their thyroid health and immune health goes down because they're just cranking their body with just plant defense chemicals with very little nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
It just sucks for them. And they get into this like loop of like, wow, being healthy is impossible because I just have to eat salads and eat fucking greens.
There's no base to that.
You eat a steak every day now.
Yeah,
like
I eat it's about at least a pound of steak a day.
Yeah, when really you could wake up, you could eat eggs with like raw cheese or just normal cheese. You could eat, meat and vegetables for lunch, and then for dinner you could have meat, fish, vegetables, some carbohydrates from fruits or potatoes, and if Greek yogurt, honey bowl for dessert. And if you just rinse and repeat that, you'll notice yourself getting jacked. And you're like, dude, I'm eating delicious food. So it's crazy.
I actually like don't eat any vegetables right now. Not by choice, just because I'm like lazy. I do have broccoli in the freezer, so I might cook that up. It's frozen organic broccoli.
I mean, a lot of the stuff that Saladino said about vegetables and popularized is very true in terms of they're not as nutrient dense as animal foods.
Yeah. Like I have blueberries and bananas. Then the two. I eat those consistently though. So it's like steak, rice, eggs, butter. I do have sourdough, and then like the fruits. So honey.
I mean, most of what I eat is meat, fruit, potatoes, rice. I'll do some veggies. We had some like celery and carrots. And when I do like the stew, like I'll throw those veggies in there because like the whole plant defense chemical thing. While there's some truth to it, if you're eating a bunch of raw vegetables and raw green juices, it's kind of BS. And I've looked deep into those studies.
Yeah, I actually want to ask you. So I like the only vegetable I really eat is broccoli. Like I'll eat anything, but like that's just the one that I kind of like.
Yeah.
At the store at Trader Joe's, one of the guys was like, "Oh, broccoli lowers estrogen." But then I saw Paul Saladino's post where he's like, "Oh, broccoli's horrible for you." So where do you stand on that?
Saladino's wrong. Broccoli is not horrible for you. That's such a crazy statement, bro. And I know a lot of people might be shocked to hear me say that because they think that like I'm on that animal-based trend. Broccoli is not horrible for you. Now, what people are sometimes eating it for is wrong, where it's like broccoli is going to be a decent source of micronutrients. There is some diindomethane often.
Does it have fiber?
Yeah, good amount of fiber, which is great. And diindomethane or DIM is a compound in cruciferous vegetables that can lower estrogen. It's a pretty good supplement to take, honestly, if you're like exposed to microplastics and stuff. You can look up DIM, like it's everywhere. Broccoli is not bad for you. You eat some broccoli with some butter, and if your gut feels good with it, go for it. The problem is, if you were like, damn, I need to get healthy, let me eat a giant bowl of broccoli every day. No. That you could.
I need to get
issues.
healthy. Let me eat a giant steak. That's
giant steak every day. Ground beef, bro. Yeah. Like, oh my god. Like people always say, oh, you eat so much steak. How can I make this diet more affordable? Ground beef, bro.
Yeah, I used to eat ground beef daily, and then I got sick of it, and then I also realized that
you started selling all the shampoo.
Yeah, I also realized that. Dude, even I'm still kind of cheap, bro. I realized? Like I still have that cheap mindset. You do too. Brendan makes.
I could eat a Wagyu ribeye every single day of my life. He drives a fine, Subaru, but like I'll still get the ground beef. I'll get the chuck roast. Dude, first of all, it's just delicious. Like a beef stew with chuck roast is amazing. But it's like chuck roast is like $8 a pound. Yeah. And even when I say that, people go, dude, $8. It's $5. I'm like, bro, you live in North Dakota. We're in California, so
yeah.
Yeah.
When I worked at Whole Foods, $4 a pound.
Yeah. Oh, the prices of skyrocket.
No.
But yeah, I mean, dude, the diet thing is so crazy. I mean, like,
you changed my life. Like, yeah. I was eating relatively clean. I've been a gym bro for like 7 or 8 years now. So like
chicken and rice.
Yeah, like I actually haven't had chicken in like over a year.
Damn, I like chicken.
But yeah, I used to eat like relatively clean, but I'd still have some processed stuff and whatever. I met Brendan, or I started seeing Brendan's content, and then I was like, shit. And then we finally started hanging out together, and he's kind of like guided me throughout the past like year and a half. So it's been good.
Yeah, man. I mean, I get, thousands and thousands of messages. When you get turned on to this type of thing, like it absolutely can change your life. It's just frustrating, bro, because it's like funny to us because like we're so on the other path. And I feel like a lot of people listening to this are already like completely convinced about like red meat being fine, animal products being fine. But you'll still hear people say like all the time, like in the airport, I'm walking by people and they go like, like, you don't want to eat that. You need to go to the plant-based.
Yeah,
it's still very
so many
pervasive.
people like at my gym and just like any older guy I talk to is always like, oh, like I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm like eating a steak a day, and they're like, oh, you gotta watch out for your cholesterol and all this. Like, oh, you can do that because you're young. You're like, you don't have to worry about cholesterol yet. And I'm like, I don't think I'm ever gonna have to worry about cholesterol if my fat is coming from steak.
No, you're gonna
butter,
be totally fine. I mean, like
or my eggs.
Dude, I don't know, right now with your bulk, but you have abs.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about?
I'm not even like harsh bulking right now, but yeah, no, I'm still like
you have
very
abs,
lean.
you have cardio, you lift weights all the time. It's like we really need to start to understand. Like,
I don't know about cardio.
It's like, well, that's actually one of my things that I'm not really a fan of bodybuilding with, like how they'll go through periods where they really get like bad cardio. That's not good for your health.
No, I definitely need to like do cardio, but I did start doing more functional training, like knees over toes. I've been doing Jefferson curls.
Yeah.
So that's good. I'm not gonna make a promise I won't keep.
Yeah.
So I don't know about cardio.
Dude,
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do cardio.
Yeah, I mean, all the research shows.
But I know I should be doing some.
Yeah, just for your heart health and like, brain health overall. But it is, with bodybuilders, they want to do a specific thing of putting on as much muscle. So when they're bulking, you do need to limit that cardio because it burns calories and they're trying to create a calorie surplus. But I'm
also just lazy.
Yeah. So when are you moving to LA?
LA, maybe early next year. So, well, that's in like a week, but
in a week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, guys. I mean, so I'm probably moving to San Diego in 2024. What we've both realized is it's very hard to film content in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I mean, we have been banned from gyms. He's been banned from City Sports. This is the gym you worked out at and filmed at. And I've been banned from all 24-hour fitness locations in the world. And that is from filming content. And it's from being in the Bay Area because we've been to other cities like Austin, Texas, San Diego, LA. They'll welcome it. They'll be like at Lift ATX, they're like, oh, you can film, go for it. Just if anybody doesn't want to be on film, don't. Of course, like we never get anybody on film that doesn't want. But it's becoming a problem in the Bay Area to be a content creator.
Yeah. Yeah, I also think for my haircut content, I'm kind of running out of things to do here. LA would be just better because I could build out my studio more. Because right now, it's literally just a white backdrop. And maybe it might be in a garage, might be a licensed barbershop. You'll never know.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then also just being around other like creators and I guess influencers. I hate the word influencer. But
yeah, you can give people cuts there that it's dude, of course.
Yeah,
it's hard
content,
for them to like set up and be like, yeah, fly down here and give me a cut. I mean, James Charles, did that, but like. Other than that, it's like it's tough, and it's like when we were in LA for a day, and you give Neon a haircut. It was like at the time like cool, the most famous person on the internet.
So my vision for my content kind of is to have like a couch with 2 or 3 mics like this, like a podcast, and then me and my client mic'd up. So it's kind of like it's kind of more like a show.
Dude,
so
you give them a cut, and
then there's like the friends there on the couch who are also like chiming into the conversation, and it's just like all together. I think that would be way cooler than just like me and one person, kind of like just me and my client.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's my goal for that. And then again, with my content, it's really good for me to collab with people or cut certain people because I can give them I can show people a different side of them or of how people perceive them through their content.
A bit longer
you know what I mean?
form. I mean, that's what like so many people on podcasts have done, like Rogan and stuff. Like, if you don't hear people talk for more than 30 seconds at a time, you're never going to get to know them.
Exactly, yeah. Even if it's like, people are posting minute-long videos now on TikTok, but it's all based on your niche. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So even like 1 or 2 minute long videos, if someone's just talking in their niche, like for me, hair, you don't get to know me. You just know what shampoos I hate.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
No, it's absolutely facts. One thing that was funny in Austin was just like, my videographer and I like were reminded so many times of how like we're in our 30s and you guys are. Dylan's 18. Sam, how old is Sam?
19.
19.
They graduated the same year though, so they both graduated this year.
And you're 21. 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny, guys. Like, in my opinion, if you don't hang out with the people of variety of ages, you're screwed. Like, you're never going to know what's going on with the younger generation if you spend zero time with them. And conversely, if you don't hang out with people who are a bit older than you, then you're never going to get that wisdom and perspective. So it's crazy, bro. People like on my comments are like, why are you hanging out with these dumb kids? Like, first of all, bro, not dumb kids.
I've
probably
gotten
make
you,
way
I've
more
gotten
money
you
than
millions of views because of like my what I've taught you about content.
100%. Yeah.
What did Kanye say? Like, I don't listen to older people. I only listen to young people because they know what the fuck's going on or some shit like that.
No, it's completely true. It's like, I just say on people that are smart and are doing things. Like, I don't care about age like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. I mean, there are some funny things. And I also feel like I'm able to give you guys a bit of perspective, being like, oh, damn, watch out for this, watch out for this. I've been through it, man. I've lived a million lifetimes.
Do you want to get into your day job lifetime?
Day job life.
It's a very touchy subject. Brendan was abused at his old day job.
What, Papa John's?
No.
Yeah, I was abused there, man. Dude, I need to do a video going into that Papa John's. That's my next video. We should film that today. That would be pretty good.
Where is that?
Palo Alto. I was a delivery driver at the Papa John's Palo Alto. And I was already healthy by then. And like, I would totally judge the people who are morbidly obese ordering 7-liter Cokes and 9 pizzas. I was like, bro. And I wouldn't want to inhale the gluten. You have to like make the pizzas at Papa John's. And I would inhale like the gluten. It was bad, bro. Tough life.
Brandon going off the
Lance
rails.
hasn't really worked any.
I've never worked a job.
Never worked a job.
Because
okay.
I worked for myself. I started cutting hair like 7 years ago, and I was just cutting kids in high school, and that was making me like $45 an hour at one point. I was only charging like $15, but I was cranking them. I was doing like 3 cuts an hour.
That's amazing.
I was like every 20 minutes I had someone coming in.
Yeah.
And so I would do like 20 or 30 cuts on the weekends.
It's not hard to make some money when you're young. Like if you just have
and I was just doing it for fun. Like if I actually had like half of the mindset I have now with like what I know about business, it would have been like raps. Well, first of all, I would have been charging way more.
You
like
could be one of those. Dude, you could be one of
like,
those 300 a cut people, like right now.
Oh yeah, I know right now, but no, back then I should have been charging at least like 30.
Yeah,
dude, I went to barber school. Yeah,
yeah.
No, I went to barber school, and I was one of the best guys there. And at the time, I was just charging my friends like $30 because whatever. Dude, there were people who had like never cut who were like, I'm charging 30, and I'm like,
that's crazy,
bro. Yeah, so I definitely should have been charging more, but if you got a cut for me back in high school, you lucky.
Damn.
Yeah.
So what's on tap for Base Body Works?
All right, I wanted to drop shampoo and conditioner in January, but with the holidays and everything, that might get pushed back to. No, we could still do shampoo maybe like mid to late January. Hopefully that should be tweaking the formula slightly. It's going to be certified. I don't know exactly what the certifications are, but it's not FDA,
certified.
But we're getting certified. Ingredients are way cleaner.
Bro, our FDA is a joke, dude. Like, who cares about
Lucky
FDA
Charms,
certification?
FDA approved.
Yeah, jeez.
So yeah, FDA, that doesn't mean jack shit, but our ingredients are going to be a lot cleaner. Changing a few things out, but it's going to feel basically the same in your hair. I just shampooed my hair actually today, so looks pretty good. And the conditioner is going to be coming right after that. I was going to do both of them at the same time, but if we do shampoo first, that'll give us a little bit more cash, like just like right off the bat.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people don't realize about like the way that we run our businesses. It's like we're not sitting on like millions of dollars of investment money. Where we can just like crank out products. Like people are like, make this product. It's like,
I'll
get around to it. But it's like, you wouldn't want me to be sitting on $1 million of investment money, because guess what? If I told them, hey, I'm going to make my whey protein like this and have no gums, no preservatives, and we're going to make it small batch, and we're going to use this Irish grass-fed whey, and it's going to cost this much, they would cut that down. But they'd be like, no way. Yeah. No way.
Use this protein. Let's add some gums and make it cheaper.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just like, yeah, that's not the way I want to run a company. I'd rather, slow build where it's like, if Santa Cruz Paleo is releasing something, it's fire. Like our pre-workout, dude, I could have came out with a pre-workout a year and a half ago and I would have made so much money. But we didn't have the formula down and we didn't have the actual pre-workout built. It takes time. So
yeah.
Yeah,
and people don't realize I've only been doing this like a little over a year, like a year, like 13 months. And I talked to my chemist and the team there, and they're like, dude, it takes like at least 2 years for cosmetics brands to get off the ground. So Sorry for the delays, but I mean, shit,
Hey,
it's
the
my
delays
first year.
are sometimes a good thing, man.
And I'm also
Like,
doing custom. Like that's another thing. A lot of influencers and shit in the space are starting their own brands.
it's white label.
It's white label.
Yeah.
Like no one.
White label guys, like, okay, so if you see a product, a sleep product, and it has melatonin and L-theanine, right? And people are like, this is good for sleep. You can order that from literally probably 50 different companies make that product. It's not unique in any way, shape, or form. And it's low dose. This is so common, like with the green supplements. Like I could release a Santa Cruz Paleo green supplement like that because there's 50 different companies that are hitting me up going, hey, you can buy this greens powder. No, that stuff's garbage, bro. So if you don't, you know what it is? It's two things. If you don't have some ethics and morals, you're not going to create a good brand. But the other thing is, if you don't have some money, some income, like you do with your haircuts and social media and everything, then I feel like a lot of people will create a bad brand. When I started this company, I already had a brand going, I already had money coming in. There is zero rush for me. Being like, holy shit, I need to make money right now. Let me just drop a pre-workout that I'm not a fan of because I need to make the money. I don't care. Like,
Dude, I only had 10K when I started my brand.
Yeah, but you was 14 years old, man.
What the hell? So yeah, no, that's a good point. But I had to start. That's another thing. Like I only had like $10,000 when I started my shit.
Do you feel like a lot of pressure from like kids that like went to college and they think that they're like kind of above you because they did?
Surprisingly not. Every like social media guy's story is always like, oh, like I was an outcast. Everyone was talking shit about me. I'm sure people were talking shit about me when I started posting, but for some reason it like never got to me. It never like I never saw it. My friend group in high school, they were all like pretty smart. Like I was getting like low 3.0 GPA. They were all like 4s and above.
Oh,
so they're all like smart and like going to do like tech jobs and STEM stuff. Anyways, they've all been like pretty supportive, I think.
Yeah.
Like they'll call me out if I post like some weird ass video, which I don't even do anymore. But like in the beginning, okay, yeah, obviously when I was doing like my thirst traps, like in 2020, they were giving me shit for that.
Yeah.
But then like once I actually started like posting kind of like content with substance behind it, it was supportive.
Yeah, man.
I feel like they kind of like applaud me and like maybe even see me as like above the. I'm not gonna say that, but like
a lot of people now like the influencer culture, whatever you want to call it, or content creation now is like a really recognized thing. Whereas I feel like even like just right before the pandemic, like it wasn't as recognized. People just didn't get it. They didn't realize like how much money people were making on these platforms, and now they're really realizing like, dude, it's like because people just don't want to consume the same media over and over again. It's getting way more niche, and like what I noticed with these young kids is it's like they're not like, oh, if they like sports, for example, they're not gonna turn on SportsCenter, bro. They're going to have an extremely niche thing that talks about exactly what they want to hear because that exists now. So it's like
and the algorithms can provide that.
Yeah, the algorithms provide that, so it will show it to you. I noticed that with my algorithm, like I'll like have like some pages that are really niche UFC content. It's like that literally didn't exist before. You just have to like watch SportsCenter and just get thrown everything. So that's crazy. I wonder where the like world's going to go with it. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah,
there's going to be like an AI Lance soon.
There is. I'm working on that right now.
Damn. Oh, dude, I was gonna say, if you guys do end up building a community or whatever,
I don't know that I will. It's I don't know. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I could jump in there and help with the health stuff. Obviously, that is part of all of those dudes' niche. I mean, like the whole like looks maxing thing. It's so funny because it's like a lot of that is health maxing. It's getting healthy. Like, if you aren't healthy, you're not going to look good. It's not rocket science.
Or maybe we both go join Mogwarts. So I don't know. Brennan was referring to me, Sam, and Dylan were thinking about making like a paid community where we provide a bunch of value. I could go very in depth into hair stuff and gym stuff. But I don't know. That's
most of the stuff we put out there is just for free. I mean, every bit of information I put out is for free. I don't have any paywalls beyond my stuff. Like the only thing is like I'm like, oh, like we make amazing products. You know, buy them if you want. I don't know. I feel like the paid stuff just gets weird because it's like, yeah, like why?
I'm not like 100% on board. Like, oh, make a paid community, and then you see all these like business creators who are like, you're broke. I could make you 100K a month passively.
Yeah, and it's like,
if we use the 1% rule,
why don't you have 100K per month? Like, like
or why don't you pay me 100K a month? And then, you know what I mean? Like
those same people need to borrow like $10 from you. It's not good, man.
I get like 5 of those DMs a day. Like, I have a genius idea for you. Like,
Yeah.
you could be making so much money if you just made a paid community on
Also,
school.
I feel like intelligent people realize when something's a scam. So like that's why I would never put out a bad product and I'll never do some like thing of like buy this course on like I don't even know what like health or whatever, because it's like I don't want dumb people. Yeah, you could probably make a quick bag, but it's like I don't want to build an audience of dumb people. There's been a lot of influencers who have done that, and it's like, cool, you have 1 million idiots now. Like, great job. What are you gonna do with that? I want a group of smart people around that are cool. So
yeah, man.
you don't want a bunch of idiots around, dude. So what's next, man? What's next, Lance? What's the next trip? Miami?
Yeah, Miami actually.
Damn.
In January probably.
Damn. Okay.
So we.
I'm doing San Diego. I'm gonna do a San Diego meetup. You should roll January 21st.
Yeah, I'd be down. Well, I just have to see.
I'm gonna get a few other people, and I'm gonna ask Dylan O'Brien if he wants to, kind of be a part of the meetup. Obviously, Organic Jaguar Life is gonna be there, and the Cotton Boxers.
Hell yeah.
Organic Cotton Boxers. But yeah, you should come.
Maybe.
Lance will be there, guys. He will be handing out electrolytes. He'll be wearing a Santa Cruz Paleo t-shirt.
I'll be wearing a base body.
And he'll be giving
t-shirt.
haircuts to anybody who wants one. He'll give 50 or 70 haircuts in the whole day.
In one day, in 1 hour.
Yeah.
How many haircuts can I do in 1 hour? That could be a good YouTube video.
Let's do it.
But yeah, that's it for today's episode on the Base Body Works podcast. Final words of the world right now.
Santa Cruz Medicinals Radio. Subscribe if you aren't already. And if you want to get anything, go to our website, santacruzpaleo.com. Use the code SantaCruz10. Pre-workout is so fire. If you haven't tried the pre-workout, it just launched. Get it right now.
Do you have any for me?
Maybe. If you come to that Santa Cruz Paleo meetup on the 21st. He's in. Let's go.
Give me some.
But yeah, this all started because Lance needed some beef tallow. There you go.
And now you have an hour of yapping, so you're welcome.
Enjoy.